Health at the fireplace. In the heart of Kampala, among the noise of border borders and the music of street vendors calling out to sell roasted maize and ripe mangoes, lived a young woman named Amina Namusoke. At 20, she was the kind of girl who turned heads without even trying. Her dark skin glowed like a moonlit lake, smooth and deep. Her figure was the envy of all women and the fascination of men. But beyond her striking appearance, Amina carried a quiet desperation of someone born into poverty and tired of carrying its weight. Amina grew up in a small two-roomed home in Kisenyi, one of the oldest slums in Kampala. Her mother, Maria, was a hard-working woman who sold second-hand clothes in Owino and did laundry for the families of the rich in Kololo. Amina's father vanished when she was 6, another ghost of the city, another man swallowed by debt and drink. Though she had been bright enough in school, scoring to dream of university, life had other plans. Tuition never came, her mother's health declined, and Amina found herself staring at adulthood with no clear path forward. The Kampala night scene became her classroom. She learned very quickly that beauty, when paired with the right company, it could open doors that education had closed. By 20, Amina was known among the city socialites. She was often seen at rooftop bars in Kololo, silk dress clinging to her like second skin, phone filled with messages from men in tailored suits, men who were old enough to be her father. She didn't see herself as a prostitute. She saw it as surviving. She told herself it was temporary. She would leave the city one day and open up a boutique by the beach in Entebbe. Everything changed the night she met Honorable John Bukenya. He was a man of whispers, tall, elegant, and strangely ageless. He had held a position in parliament longer than most could remember. His compound in Naguru was guarded by stern lions and ancient trees whose roots cracked the pavement. He was known to be generous to women who he favored. And Amina, she thought she had finally found her golden ticket. Their affair began like others: lavish dinners, envelopes full of cash, new iPhones, spa dates. But Bukenya was different. He never laughed. He watched her with an unsettling calm, like a man reading a book only he could understand. Sometimes he spoke in Luganda proverbs she didn't fully grasp.
Omuntu atamanyi gy'ava tamanyi gy'agenda.
Interpreted, a person that don't know where they come from, they can never understand where they're going. One night, after returning from a trip to Jinja with him, Amina fell in a deep sleep. But when she woke up, everything was wrong. Her body ached in strange places, her skin lost its sheen, her face was sunken, her hands were spotted and veined. She stumbled to the mirror and screamed. What stared back was not a young woman, but a fragile bare frame of someone who looked 90. Her voice cracked when she tried to speak. Her joints burned when she moved. She was only 24. Doctors offered no answers. Specialists ran tests, but every result came back normal. There was no diagnosis, only confusion. Some people whispered about curses, others about stress, but no one dared to speak of what Amina knew deep inside. She tried calling Bukenya, but his number was no longer working. And when she went to his compound, she found it empty, guarded by a shriveled woman who said he had gone beyond the mountain of spirits. Amina fell into despair. Her friends disappeared. Unable to bear the transformation, she became a ghost of the city that she once owned. But pain has a strange way of bringing purpose. After nearly 2 years in hiding, Amina began to travel upcountry. She found herself in Gulu, Fort Poto, then Mbale, living among women who had never known city lights. They carried wisdom like firewood on their backs, steady and essential. She learned herbal medicine from grandmothers who never saw a clinic, and she sat in circles where stories were sacred currency. Slowly, Amina began speaking to young girls, not as a cautionary tale, but as a mirror. She told them about dreams, about choices, and how the world could offer glittering lies, and how to tell gold from fool's gold. By the time she turned 30, Amina was known throughout central Uganda. She was called Nabachala. She no longer wore makeup or high heels. She wore her gomasi and wisdom. Her face remained aged and her body frail, but her eyes glowed with power. And when asked if she would change her past, she would only smile and say, "The shadows, they took my youth, but they also taught me how to light a fire." Amina now lives a private, quiet life in one of Kampala's suburbs, but she has opened up several locations with NGOs offering the wisdom that she had gained from her own experience, offering a helping hand to girls that come from a background and a situation